big break in TV. Let the prime time bitch.
Good evening, campers, dreamers, and babysitters, and welcome back to Primetime Terrors with Last of Us, Episode 5. Yeah, so we had kind of I would say, a lower tier episode last week where we both kind of agreed, not necessarily a bad episode, but
More transitional than anything, I think.
yeah, definitely not where we were kind of, not on the same high that we were at with the last couple episodes. And I mean, we're kind of in the minority on that one, I would say. Listening to people's reviews and stuff, they were pretty positive about it. It just felt really quick and everything. But I gotta say, they rebounded quite successfully with this episode in my opening thoughts.
Yeah, where it's like, mentioning it was kind of transitional, it really does feel that way, especially seeing this episode where it really feels like, this is, I guess, apparently the exclamation point on what they were doing right here. Because it felt like, last episode they were really pumping us up and getting us ready for what was going to be happening here, which seems like the case. I don't know if there's more to the story. I mean, a lot of things in here were very surprising to me. That I didn't think were going to be happening. I thought we were going to be spending a lot more time with some of these people, but turned out that was not the case at all.
Yeah, that's the thing you got to learn about The Last of Us is, you come in contact with people, unless your name is Ellie or Joel, you don't really stand the most of a chance of surviving. But it's definitely different how they did it. I will go ahead and say, since again, to reiterate, if you're just now meeting with us, I've played the games, Luke has not. So in the games, Henry and Sam are both a little bit older. Henry's probably about the same age that he was. Sam's a bit older, and they you do end up crossing paths with them. Kind of a similar situation where they're being hunted by Fedra, and and like hunters and other things. So they you kind of band with them. Only instead of the reveal to Ellie from Sam that he has been bitten, it is something that she just wakes up, and the group wakes up, and they go to go wake up Sam because he hasn't woken up yet, and that's when he attacks her. So it completely catches you off guard. In
Okay.
this, I really thought that they were going to take a major swing here because, again, Sam is so young in how they're portraying him this time. He's also not deaf in the game. And I was just sitting here thinking, okay, they're going to take a major swing here. She's going to put her blood on him, and that's going to heal him, I guess, or at least slow the effects. And I was like, well, I don't know how people are going to feel about that. But no, The Last of Us stuck to its guns, stuck to its roots. And yeah, it's a brutal, brutal world. And that was a very, very effective conclusion.
And as you're saying, it kind of slight departure, played out slightly different. I do like what they did here with the TV show, where it's like, I understand kind of concealing it and then him abruptly turning. I get for like the jump scare portion of especially playing the video game, but like for the TV series aspect here, I really do like that. Like Ellie as a character, she's apparently the antidote. She's immune to whatever's going on, and thinks that her blood's going to cure Sam, and turns out that's not the case at all. So I kind of love this. She's thinking she's the person that's going to be able to fix everything, and then she wakes up and sorely mistaken. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I think that was very effective. I like the way that they decided to add that little element there. While it's small, I think it goes a long way.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of great stuff that they do in this episode. I was not expecting us to kind of again go back a little bit and spend time with Sam and Henry. It makes sense to kind of build up their characters, but I do love that what this show is doing, because again, for new fans, it's great. It builds characters, But for people who play the games, this just builds out characters that we did not have. It's giving each character or that we had but didn't really like get a whole lot of time with. So it's like it gives you a little bit more to chew on each episode. And yes, that most of the characters in this, the side characters, have been changed slightly from what their portrayals are in the game. But it is one of those things where it's like they really do I think do everything for the best in that sense. I think that like I really found Henry and Sam to be way more effective in this than they were in the game. Not to say that it wasn't effective, but it's just again a different style. It's a different take. And I really enjoyed this. There was a part of me that was like, damn, I would really like to see them, this version of them, get out scot-free and maybe they don't, have to put Sam down. And in the game, it's been a few years since I played it. It's been quite a few years, but I'm pretty sure that Joel has to kill Henry in the game. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure that he ends up putting him down and Henry doesn't take his own life. I could be wrong about that. It's a little hazy at this point. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, that's how it goes down. But other than that, we really got to see our first, not really our first real horde, but the other horde, they kind of blew up and got away real quick. This one, we actually got to see the ferocity of the clickers. And how do you feel about all that?
Oh man, that was an experience because it was like as soon as the ground started caving in, and it's like you're kind of just waiting for a bunch to just jump out. But I don't know what any of this stuff looks like. So when that hell of a huge thing, I don't even know what exactly it was, came.
That's a bloater.
Oh, okay.
Video games here. It's basically um it is essentially what happens to you if you've been progressing through the infection for years and years and years. So like they would have been a clicker or a person who was probably infected on like within the first few days of the event because they're so far gone.
Okay, and man, what a visual that was.
Mhm.
Just that thing coming out and ripping. I believe his name is Perry. Just
Yes.
ripping his head off, and that's where it's just like, okay, well, everything's on the table here. It's like we're not going to be sitting with a lot of these characters for a long period of time, and it's just like the mayhem that was ensuing. As this was going along, I think it was so well done because it's like sometimes that stuff can kind of you can gotta kind of get lost in the shuffle and be like, wait, who died? And it's like right there. I think they kind of gave those moments in time to have those main characters kind of have their deaths mean something. So I thought it was really well done. I love the chaos that they encapsulated on that as well. And then kind of showing you just the glimpses of like this bloater and stuff like that, where it's like we only saw it from far away. We didn't get too close up or anything like that. So it's kind of leaving us more wanting more, at least for me anyway, because I know nothing about the video games or anything like that.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for the next episode. I don't know if you saw the little preview for next week. We got quite a few extra days to wait than we normally do, but I'm excited for you guys to see more of Tommy and see their interaction and everything. I think that it's a very strong part of the video game, especially when you move into two. But yeah, I really thought this was a solid episode, very solid rebound. I might say this is probably maybe my second favorite episode of the series so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see where I put this one. And I'm still kind of digesting it a little bit, but a lot of great stuff going on. The Henry and Sam stuff I thought was tremendous. The ending there, where it's like we didn't even get to catch a breath before, we get one death, another death, another. I'm still digesting that as we had just watched it because I was not expecting that. Again, I thought all these characters end up being killed in this episode. I thought we were getting more mileage out of, to be honest. So a very intriguing episode, very fast paced. Again, that exclamation point from last week's episode.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good one. When I rewatch the show, inevitably, It'll definitely be one of those things where I think I will probably, if I pace it out at all, it'll be watching 4 and 5 back to back right away. I think it'll feel more like a complete story. And I think it will elevate 4 a little bit for me. But I still think, just, as a first round experience, 4 is still probably the weakest. Again, just because it just felt like everything moved so fast, as to where this one felt like we were back at a real nice, brisk pace where we got development, we got action, and yeah, we left off with quite a bang.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. I think this is going to be one that I'm definitely going to go back probably here in the next couple days and just revisit. And knowing what I know now and knowing what to expect in this episode, I think it'll be a highly anticipated rewatch for me.
Awesome. Alrighty, well, guys, I think that's going to wrap us up here for The Last of Us episode 5. Definitely back to form here. Definitely a lot happier with this episode and how it turned out. Definitely check out our content on the channel. We got a lot of good stuff coming to you. We got some fun stuff coming out over the weekend, so keep an eye on that, as well as our Outwaters review and interview with director Robbie Banfitch, which is already up on the channel, so check those out. If you're just discovering us and you haven't heard our opinions on the other episodes, feel free to go back and check. We've been reviewing each of these week by week, so we got a lot of great stuff up right now and a lot more to come. So please do hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I guess that about wraps us up. So until next time, I'm Dylan Newell.
And I'm Luke Janesco.
And remember, stay scared.